K98talk.com, a leader in internet radio. So grab your seatbelts and take the ride of your life on K98talk.com.
Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. You and I have a rendezvous with destiny.
You know what time it is, so sit back and get ready for the Stafford Voice, your dose of conservative in a world of liberal.
3, 2, 1.
Hey, good evening, and I hope you are having a good one, and I hope that if you've got this winter storm barreling down on your front doorsteps, I hope that you are staying safe. If you're on the East Coast, it looks like it could get pretty nasty depending on where you are. So please stay safe wherever you're at. Hey, I'm your host, Daniel Stafford, and yes, you are tuned in and listening to the Stafford Voice, where we are conservative in a world of liberal. Tonight, we're talking about the Oscar for Best Supporting Endorsement goes to... well, you'll just have to tune in here in just a few minutes about that. And I want to remind you that there are so many different ways to listen, so wherever you're at, set this channel as a favorite, whatever you have to do so you don't get left behind. The last thing we need is for you to be out there, lost in the world, and missing what's happening and how it affects you. If for some strange, crazy reason you do miss the show, it's not a problem. You'll be able to catch the replay. Just sit tight. We will go ahead and load it up for you later. There is no need to panic because we've got you. In the case you aren't already following over on social media, look me up on the Twitters at Stafford Voice, or you can find me on Facebook as well. Just search for the Stafford Voice. Be sure to give some love to the station and our affiliates. Speaking of which, I'll give you two different ways you can join a couple of like-minded individuals out there. We're trying to get some people in the chat room right now, so we'll give you two different ways. We've got K98talk.com/chat-room, or you can go over to thestaffordvoice.com/listen-live. You'll be able to stay up to date with some of the things that we talk about here on the show at thestaffordvoice.com as well. So let's just go ahead and dive right into this. I stumbled upon something today that really stood out to me, and yes, it was a quote. So I want to read this to you. It was from a letter to James Warren in 1780, where Samuel Adams said, quote, "If ever the time should come when vain and inspiring men shall possess the highest seats in government, our country will stand in need of its experienced patriots to prevent its ruin. There may be more danger of this than some, even of our well-disposed citizens, may imagine. If the people should grant their suffrages to men only because they conceive them to have been friends to the country, without regard to the necessary qualifications for the places they are to fill, the administration of government will become a mere farce, and our public affairs will never be put on the footing of solid security. We should inquire into the tempers of men in order to form a judgment in what manner the public trusts to be reposed in them will be executed." I really liked that quote, and let me explain why. It's extremely important to know anything and everything about the people that are placed before us to eventually become President of the United States. We need to know. It's our duty to know who we put in that office. And it doesn't matter what level of elected office. It doesn't matter if it's the guy that's in charge of your homeowners association or President of the United States. We need to know who's representing us. That leads me into this. Endorsing a candidate. Look, we need to know who the candidate is. We really could care less who in the hell is endorsing a candidate. I mean, does this mean that it's more than a sports athlete endorsing a shoe or something else? What's the difference? That athlete out there is getting paid to say that Nike is the greatest shoe of all time and it'll make you jump higher than any other shoe in the world. Same thing with football players. Baseball players do the same thing. Even in golf, they have a sponsor for their white balls. Endorsing a candidate, I could care less. And I'm saying this because all throughout the week, I have been absolutely disgusted by the amount of support for one particular Sarah Palin to come out in support of Donald the Chump Trump. Oh, we gotta do things, and we're gonna do them, and we're gonna pick the guy that can do them. Shut the hell up! You're part of the reason we lost, back in 2008 to Barack Obama. Endorsing a candidate, I could care less. If Jeffrey Dahmer came out, if Jeffrey Dahmer was still alive and said that he was voting for Donald Trump, would that change your mind? Would it change your mind if Bill Clinton endorsed Bernie Sanders instead of Hillary Clinton? Would that change your mind? Knowing Sarah Palin supports Donald Trump for the President of the United States to get elected, I've had bowel movements that gave me more pleasure. I don't care. It's not my job to endorse any one candidate over the other. It's not her job to. Well, maybe. There's some talk out there that's saying she got paid to do it. Because she's an opportunist. Oh, just like Donald Trump. But my job is to present the facts as I see them. I put in a lot of time and effort to research these things and to give you as many facts as possible so you, as an individual, as a listener, can be more educated and can make a decision for yourself. I don't need another talking head or a pimp on a stick to tell me who to vote for. It's my choice. It's very personal. And I think many of you out there who are avid listeners know who I would support. The two biggest things that I look for in a candidate. Number one, do you read and understand the Bible and know how to apply the teachings therein? Number two, do you understand the Constitution of the United States? Those two things can say a lot about a person. if you can properly execute the teachings in both of those items, the Bible and the Constitution, you're worth looking at. I don't need someone getting out there who, for the second or third time, has cracked open their Bible and doesn't know how the hell to say 2 Corinthians. It's not 2 Corinthians, you idiot. If you don't even know how to read the Bible, leave it at home. You look like an idiot. It's not going to sway anybody's vote based off of how many endorsements you can get. Who cares? Get over it. You're a one-pump chump who has to rely on everybody else puffing your chest up and saying how good you are in order to get by. Take a hike. If that's who you are, take a hike. Go build another damn hotel. And then run it into the ground and make it go bankrupt. Look, I'm a nice guy. I don't want to have to say that. I'm a nice guy, if you get what I'm saying. The Oscar for Best Supporting Endorsement goes to absolutely nobody. Absolutely nobody. Because in the end, who the flip cares? Nobody. When you step into that voting booth, are you going to think, oh man, you know what? It really would be nice to know who the cashier at Wendy's is supporting. I really hope that that he or she is supporting this particular candidate because, man, I really like him, but, oh, I gotta know. Oh. It means nothing. What matters is that you know the facts. What matters is when you walk away, you voted for your best interest in what you view, not somebody else views. The direction of this country should be taken. I referred to an Oscar because it leads me into the next topic. I've got a little soundbite that I want to play for you. It is a little longer than I would like, but I think you really need to hear the whole thing. Because it fits. It fits to this whole idea that here's the thing. No one person is better than the next. I'm no better than anybody else that gets on the radio and talks to you. There are plenty of other shows that you could be taking the time out to listen to, but something brought you here. Maybe it's like waiting for the train wreck to happen. Sometimes it feels that way. But if you can't set aside differences and you have to throw them at people, the direction of the country should probably be the first thing we worry about. Because you look at the Republican Party, it's split. Multiple different ways. You look at the Democrat Party, it's split. You look at this country, It's split. Women are pissed off at men because men can spread their legs while they're sitting on the subway. Blacks are pissed off at whites because, well, whites win Oscars and black people don't. More on that here in just a second. Mexicans are ticked off because they have to work. There's too many jobs that they'll do that nobody else will do. And they can't get ahead in life. Bull. Whatever. The whole Oscar thing, this whole hashtag Oscars white night or whatever the hell it is beyond stupid. We could actually highlight so many ridiculous tweets and statements from people on our Who Said That towards the end of the show that we could fill an entire show with stupid people saying stupid things. Now, I'm one of those guys that kind of goes against the grain. Not always popular in what's happening. While everybody else is running over to the left, I'm probably going to be the one running to the right. Here's somebody that has been thrown under the bus because she speaks out and called out black entertainment. All of those people in black entertainment that are standing up and voicing their opinion, which is okay. I support that. But all of these people out there in black media, black entertainment, are ticked off at the at the Academy Awards for nominating so many white people. And this particular person stands up and says enough is enough. Listen to her in her own words, because it's important to know what they're saying.
Mounting as more Hollywood stars speak out against the lack of diversity in this year's Oscar nominations, including one of Tinseltown's biggest names, George Clooney, who's accusing the Academy Awards moving in the wrong direction. The two-time Oscar winner has joined the crowd of growing voices, stars blasting the Oscars, all after 20 nominees in the acting categories were white for the second straight year. Academy President Cheryl Boone Isaacs vows to take action to, quote, alter the makeup of membership. And this year's host, actor and comedian Chris Rock is under pressure to pull out. But the first African-American nominated for a Best Director Oscar seems to have a very different take on this. John Singleton, nominated for 1991's Boys in the Hood, says the nominations depend less on race than what's eligible in a given year's award cycle. He says, quote, there's only so many slots. It's all subjective. It's almost like the lottery, end quote. Our Hollywood person on the couch, Stacey, your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts are that the real issue is that there aren't enough opportunities for us people of color to have roles where it warrants us winning an Oscar. And then my second point of view is either you want to be segregated or you want to be integrated. And if you want to be integrated, then you don't need to have things like BET or the BET Awards or the Image Awards, where you have to be black in order to win these. Because if white people did that, everyone would be up in arms. So either you're going to become an American and just be an American, a part of society and a part of Hollywood, or you're going to separate it and deal with this kind of issue.
Exactly spot on. Look, will you ever see a white person be nominated for anything on BET? On black entertainment television, will you ever see a white person win an award over there? No. Why? Because it's all black. That's okay. They have that right. It doesn't bother me. I could care less. I'm not looking for an award. If you need an award to tell you that you're doing a good job, you need to go see some doctors because you've got bigger issues. You may have some mommy and daddy issues. In the end, here's what really needs to happen. The best actor for the Oscars needs to go to Sean King, the white guy that has gone around and pretended to be a black guy for who knows how long. That guy right there needs to win Best Actor. And Best Actress needs to go to Rachel Dolezal, the white chick that went around acting like a black chick for God knows how long. We've got serious problems, ladies and gentlemen. The last thing we need to worry about is how many black people or brown people or yellow people or white people are nominated for a damn award. If you're that vain, you really need to get a life. And speaking to the point that you get so many, right now there are so many people out there in Hollywood who are ticked off because of this stupid hashtag Oscars white thing. Check this out. Here's a black guy that won Best Actor in a Leading Role, Sidney Poitier. He won in 1963. James Earl Jones, great actor, nominated in 1970. Morgan Freeman, 1989, he was nominated. Denzel Washington, nominated for his role in Malcolm X, 1992. Three great actors. Lawrence Fishburne, 1993, he was nominated. Morgan Freeman again. Denzel Washington, guess who won in 2001? Denzel Washington for his role in Training Day. Will Smith, who's been vocal over the last few days, as well as his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. In 2001, he was nominated for his role as Muhammad Ali in Ali. Jamie Foxx, 2004, he won for his role of Ray Charles. Forrest Whitaker, in 2006, he won. Again, these are black people. Morgan Freeman, again, nominated in 2009. 2012, Denzel Washington was again nominated. That's just best actors in a leading role. Let's talk about Best Actress in a leading role. Diana Ross in 1972. Wow, she was nominated. You almost kind of forget that she did a couple of acting gigs. Whoopi Goldberg. Oh my word. Oh, we know how boisterous she is. Back in 1985 for her role in The Color Purple, which at the time was a very good movie. I've seen it a handful of times, and each time I've watched it, I enjoyed it each time. One of the few times that I've actually been able to stomach anything that Oprah is involved with. However, in 1985, Whoopi Goldberg, who obviously has been very boisterous about the hashtag Oscars are only for whites movement out there, she was nominated. Halle Berry, she won in 2001. Viola Davis in The Help, excellent movie. 2011. It's one of my wife's favorite movies, by the way. Probably one of her top 5 movies. We should probably pull that out and watch it again. What I'm getting at is, it's a load of crap that black people don't win Oscars. They do. But winning an Oscar is like playing the lottery. So you're saying there's a chance? Shut the hell up. If the movie sucked, you're not going to get an award. You don't get an award for showing up. That's the problem today. Everybody gets an award for showing up. I saw an article earlier. I kid you not. I think it was over on Fox News. I kid you not. In New York, a private Jewish school. This is unreal. I need to find it, and if somebody in the chat room can find it and put a link out, that I would greatly appreciate it. I think it was over at Fox News. They're issuing report cards to the students. If the students aren't happy with what they earned, get this. You can ask for an adjusted report card so you can take back to your parents so you don't look bad. Because if you're dumb, the last thing you want to do is let everybody else know it. Dummy! Hey! Wait a minute! I didn't get a good grade in the maths. My grades in math aren't that good, so can you make it higher? It's like all these kids out there who think that something is owed to them out on the field. Everybody and their neighbor is out there trying to become a sports athlete. And while they're doing so, from the youngest age that they can get out on a field, they are awarded a trophy for absolutely nothing. For basically just showing up. Unreal. Same thing apparently goes in Hollywood. If you're an actor or an actress, you're required to be handed an award that says, "Great job! You did something!" Oh, absolutely disgusting. Just ridiculously dumb. Do you know what? We're going to take a break. I'm going to grab a swig of water. Maybe find some cookies or something to snack on in the meantime. Before we do, I want to remind you about our pledge drive. We only have about a week and a half left. A week and a half left of our pledge drive, and there's only one place that came to mind when we needed to put this together, and that was over at RWNJ Funding. Look, these guys are incredible. The platform that they use is seamless. It's easy. A couple of clicks. Next thing you know, your pledge drive or your whatever it is you need help crowdfunding, it's done. It's that easy. It'll take you less than 30 minutes. I have a strong testimony about how incredible RWNJ Funding is. The guys and gals over there are absolutely fantastic. So please do me a favor, check out our sponsor over at rwnjfunding.com. Again, that's rwnjfunding.com. These guys believe in the Constitution, and they will stick up for your rights whether they believe in what you're doing or not. If they don't agree with it, they're not going to take it away. They won't. That's not who they are. They believe in your rights just as much as you do. So please, go check out our friends over at rwnjfunding.com. Do me a favor, take a look at our pledge drive, and if you can drop $1 or $2 in our buckets, we'd greatly appreciate it. That's what helps us be able to talk to you every Monday and Thursday night. It's with your generosity. And this is really the only way that we do this. We do it for 1 month out of the year, and anything else, we call it a wash. Head on over to RWNJ Funding and take a look at what they're doing over there. These guys are great. We'll be right back.
Red Nation Rising brings you Town Hall Radio.
From a single tweet to 3 million a month, our community is a force to be reckoned with on social media.
So don't miss our show, Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern on K98 Talk.
Our chat room is our co-host, and you ask the question.
Join us and be heard.
So get ready to sound off on Red Nation Rising Radio. No one else is going to do it for you.
There's a wild, wild whisper blowing in the wind, calling out my name like a
I'm not the type of guy that jumps into anything without first doing my research. And when I was looking for a holster, I'll admit I was having one heck of a time. You know what I'm talking about here. You find one you like, you try it on, it would be clunky. Another one fits good, but costs way too much. So you try on one last holster, it was slim, lightweight, priced right, but lo and behold, you slide your pistol in, and it falls right out. So what do? You've tried all these mass market holsters. Well, go custom. I know what you're thinking. I thought it too. Too pricey. Wrong. My guy over at Rebel Road Tactical will not only put together the perfect fitting, hand-molded, hand-assembled, custom Kydex holster, but you'll get it at an affordable price. Don't wait. Contact Rebel Road Tactical today at 682-217-4579. Again, that's 682-217-4579. Place your order.
The dramatic reinvention of talk radio.
Here come the Spy Dolphins.
The only thing that can cure racism is Robert E. Lee's penis.
Who named this cat Limberbutt McCubbin? A Trump-Biden debate.
Plugs versus rugs. Real serious nonsense. The show's so bad, you'll laugh at us.
The worst podcast. We obviously hold that title.
Mondays, 9 p.m. Eastern on K98 Talk.
Conservative in a world of liberal.
The Stafford Voice.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. I am your host, Daniel Stafford, and you are tuned into the Stafford Voice. Now, before we get started here with On This Day in History, I want to give a special shout-out to a group of soldiers that are coming back home from the sandbox. I know that we have a lot of men and women who are constantly going in and out of theater over in the sandbox, Iraq and Afghanistan, and many other deployed areas of deployment around the world. But I want to give a special welcome home to a guy by the name of Staff Sergeant Justin. I'm not going to throw out last names. I'll keep it slightly anonymous. But welcome home, Staff Sergeant. Appreciate your service. Your parents, I know, are extremely proud of you and super, super grateful that you are home and coming home safely. Thank you for your service. It's honorable for what you're doing. I don't care what liberals say or try and attack you for anything. You're awesome, and so's the rest of your squad, your team, your platoon, everybody else you serve with. Thank you. Okay. On this day in history, now this one's really cool because, and for good reason, I like guns. When my wife and I, we took a trip about 10 or 11, no, it was about 10 years ago. I think it was about 10 years ago. We went to Nauvoo, Illinois. And we toured a couple of little shops up there. And if you're not really familiar with Nauvoo, it is It was a Mormon settlement, and there's a Mormon temple there, and of course I am Mormon. So that was the reason why we went there. We went to visit the temple. And when we were there, one of the places we stopped off at was a little tiny museum. And it had to do with guns. So obviously, you know, a gun museum, the two, they go hand in hand. So we went through, and actually it was really cool because I learned a couple of things. And when I saw this pop up on this day in history, I got really excited. So let me share with you a little bit about the guy behind the little tiny museum that we went through. It was really cool. It'd be really cool for all of you guys to be able to go and take a look. There was a lot of history involved in that area, and spectacular. Anyway, the history of the American West cannot be talked about without bringing up guns. We all know that. And of those, you know, just to name a few, Winchester, Colt, Remington, Savage, they were all based on the design of a young guy named John Moses Browning. This guy was born in Ogden, Utah on January 21st, 1855, to an already talented gunsmith. And he would soon start experimenting with guns, with his own gun designs. When he was just 24 years old, he earned his first patent for a rifle that Winchester manufactured, and it became their single-shot model 1885. They were so impressed that they asked Browning if he could design a lever-action repeating shotgun. Even though he could and did, he was convinced that a pump-action mechanism would work much better. So, he patented his first pump model shotgun in 1888. You would think that would be enough, but it wasn't. Even though he perfected the manual repeating weapon, he began working on how to eliminate the quote-unquote slow manual operation by us mere humans. You know what I'm talking about? If you're a gun enthusiast, you want to be able to hit that trigger and it be there, on target, on point every time. Well, you don't want to take time. Anyway, loading at the time was ridiculous. Anyway, while at a local shooting competition, he noticed that the escaping gases that came out of the muzzle, they were, as the round left, this gas was blown out to the sides, and it sparked some curiosity with him, and to try and use the force of the escaping gases to automatically work a repeating mechanism. 3 years after he began experimenting with this idea in 1889, he would receive a patent for the first, and it was slightly crude, but still, fully automatic weapon that captured the gases at the muzzle, used them to power a mechanism that automatically reloaded the next bullet. His career spanned more than 5 decades, subsequently earning him the title as Father of Modern Firearms. And it was on this day in history, on January 21st, 1885, John Moses Browning was born. Since then, not a lot of advancements or major advancements in the field of firearms has happened since Browning. Anyway, it's really awesome. I mean, this guy was an American patriot. And about the museum, it was really cool to see the rifle, how they would, at the time, how they would make the barrels, how they would forge the barrels, and then how they would go in and cut the rifling into the barrels, all that stuff was fascinating. It's there on display. They kind of show you and work you through the process of how they were building the guns. John Browning was it's really cool. Anyway, I thought I'd share that with you because it is really a cool story. I mean, you've got to know the history because, especially with Common Core out there, they're trying to erase these things, and they don't want you to know this stuff. They only want you to know how bad white people are because they're suppressing black people, and they can't do the same things that white people can, which we all know is a farce. Anyway, you know what? When we come back from this next break, we're going to go through another silly edition of Who Said That? But we're going to do it on the other side of the break because I want to save enough time because it's funny. So we'll do our segment of Who Said That when we come back from a break. This is Daniel Stafford, host of the Stafford Voice. We'll be right back.
K98 Talk is expanding its lineup for 2015. This means we are expanding our advertising base. Whether you're a startup trying to push through to the next level or an established business trying to supplement your advertising budget, web-based advertising is a solid investment. Thanks to Talk's newest partnership with TuneIn Radio and instant access to our sister station, K98 FM, we give you worldwide access at a reasonable cost. Interested parties should email us at sales@k98fm.com.
This is JD.
And this is Stacy.
Join us Tuesday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern for Game On. Remember,
Lock up the children and the old folks.
Game On, the home of liberty-conservative conservatism.
Where no one is safe, and no one is spared, not even the hosts.
Oh, that was supposed to be a spin cycle. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. We love you anyway. Right round, baby.
Self-monitoring
right
Ebola
anyway.
radio strikes again.
Anyway.
Anybody see the host monkey? Where's the host monkey? Where's the host monkey? For God's sake, I need an antidote. Just do your rant. Let's pop out of the segment.
Find us on Twitter at JD and Stacy.
You're listening to K98Talk.com.
Whether you're an employee or business owner, when it comes to the correct course of legal action, it's the first step that is important. And make that first step with attorney Ted Hong. You need someone you can trust and has the experience you need when it comes to workplace and employment law. If you've lost your employment due to discrimination, false accusations, or being denied benefits, you need Ted Hong. Or if you're an employer who wants to ensure compliance with workplace regulations and labor contracts, you need Ted Hong. Ted and his team also cover family and property law and estate litigation as well. Ted has over 30 years of experience, and him and his amazing legal team will provide you cost-effective legal consultation and make the experience all about you and your needs. For more information or to set up a consultation, contact the law office of Ted Hong at 808-933-1919 or visit tedhonglaw.com. Ted Hong, an experienced and principled attorney you can trust. 808-933-1919 or tedhonglaw.com.
Conservative in a world of liberal.
The Stafford Voice.
All right, we're back. That was the last break of the evening. Okay, look, I can't tell you how fun it is to be in the chat room sometimes and see what you guys talk about. If you're out there listening and you have never joined our chat room, I'm going to remind you again, 2 different ways to check it out. K98talk.com/chat-room or thestaffordvoice.com/listen live. One word, listen live. There's some good conversation that goes along over there. You'll also meet some incredible, incredible people. Okay. Who said that? Is it really that time tonight? Well, based on that music in the background, yes, it's that time. It is time for Who Said That? If you're new to the show, that's okay. Who Said That is somebody out there, whether it's a Republican or a liberal, a conservative, anybody if you are out there proving beyond the shadow of a doubt that what you are saying is completely stupid, we're going to laugh at you and we're going to make fun of you for a few. This week comes as no surprise. Again, taken from... This one came from earlier this week. You just got to hear it. Last week we played a segment that they put together, and it really questions whether some people should be allowed to vote or not. This one is on par with that. Okay, so check this out. This is this week's Who Said That?
Sometimes have a tendency to forget things. So today we went out in the street, we asked people what they thought about Martin Luther King endorsing Donald Trump for president. Now, obviously that didn't happen, but that didn't stop a number of individuals from weighing in this MLK Day edition of Live Witness News.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. this morning came out endorsing Donald Trump for president. What was your reaction to that?
Please don't. Please, I would be a little nervous. I would think he'd be the last one to endorse Trump.
What do you think about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. endorsing Donald Trump for president?
I figure if he's going to endorse Donald Trump for president, then maybe he thinks it'll be a good president, in his opinion.
Were you surprised that Martin Luther King Jr. endorsed Donald Trump, even though he got kicked off Celebrity Apprentice last year?
Oh, yes. I would be surprised, but you got to do what's better. You know, the rich are going to support the rich, and they got to know how to take care of their money. Because if Donald Trump, being the money man he is, will take care of their money.
Were you surprised to learn that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. never once voted for Barack Obama?
Actually, I am.
Why is that?
I am surprised. He would think because of my minority that he would want to vote for Mr. Obama himself.
Do you think Martin Luther King endorsing Donald Trump was a reaction to Malcolm X endorsing Hillary Clinton?
Well, Malcolm X and Hillary Clinton, they from Martha's Vineyard, they both, Malcolm X has a home on Martha's Vineyard, so they vacation with them.
Water ski together?
Yeah, they vacation, they golf together when they were on Martha's Vineyard. So, yes, my brother lives on Martha's Vineyard.
You ever see Malcolm X out there with them, walking around?
I have never seen it. My brother has.
Fernando, is there anything you want to say to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on his big day?
Congratulations, Martin Luther King. If you support Donald Trump, then that's the right thing to do. If he's going to make this a better nation for us to live under, then it's all he got my support too. You know, let's make this one nation under God and all the power in the world to you. So let's just do what we got to do for our country.
Oh, sweet Jesus, these people vote. Oh, my word. Listen. Oh, Jesus, I can't even say it. These people are so stuck on stupid. Okay, so apparently Malcolm X is not dead. He lives at Martha's Vineyard, and him and Hillary Clinton are like gal pals, or I don't know. Martin Luther King endorsing Donald Trump, and holy cow. Oh, man. Look, I even had to edit some of the stuff out towards the end where the Fernando dude, at one point, he's got the microphone in his hand, and it looks like he's getting ready to walk off with the microphone when they're done talking, and all of a sudden, he just shouts across the street, "Yo, what up, TMZ?" Oh, my word. These people vote. Holy Hannah. Please reach out to these people. Smack them upside the back of the head. Make them listen to some good, serious talk radio. It doesn't matter. Whoever you recommend, please hold them down, put some earbuds in their ear, and educate these people. That's the whole goal of this show. One of the goals of this show is to help bring to light the issues of the day, how they affect you, what these things really mean. Oh, my word. Oh, these people actually vote. Look, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I know that Martin Luther King is is dead. I know that Malcolm X isn't around anymore. Yeah, they don't. They're not hanging around and gal-palling with Hillary Clinton. Oh my word. Oh. Sad state of affairs some people live in. Oh man, that was great. I needed a good laugh. Oh man. Yeah, you know what? Even normal people are dumb. D-U-M, dumb. Like, oh, the jokes can go on and on forever. But, you know what? The show can't. And, unfortunately, that's all the time we've got for tonight. We will be back, God willing, we'll be back Monday night, 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. If for some reason we don't get frozen into the house or something and we're still able to broadcast, we'll be here. And, oh, wow. I just can't get over that. There are some seriously lost people in the world. Oh, man. Okay. Wow. I have no focus right now. And I'm not talking about my car, the Focus. Okay, stay on track. Oh, anyway, you know what? Yes, tune in every Monday and Thursday, 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. Share it with your friends and your family. Sit around the table, pop it up on the couch, and listen. We've got to be able to reach across the dumb zone and talk to these people. Wow. Oh, we can only do it with your help. One way you can do that is to follow on the Twitters. You can do that at Stafford Voice. Again, that's at Stafford Voice on the Twitters. You can look me up over on Facebook by looking for the Stafford Voice. It's really that easy. Just go to the top. You're already there. Hit the little magnifying glass. Search for the Stafford Voice. If you have any questions, comments, or stories you would like to bring to our attention and talk about here on the show, feel free to email them to us at thestaffordvoice@gmail.com. Again, that's thestaffordvoice@gmail.com. Thank you so much for your time tonight. And until next time, thanks and God bless.